You know what we keep forgetting? That power belongs to the people. And yet when the leaders lie, cheat, or steal, they stay in power. This lesson is about peaceful accountability, because if we stay silent, corruption spreads like mold.
He did this by using a new form of protest that he called satyagraha, derived from the Sanskrit words meaning truth and force. Gandhi firmly believed that people could never win their rights through violence. Satyagraha was more than just a political tactic for Gandhi. It was a moral force, and it had gained him thousands of followers back home. One of them was the writer Rabindranath Tagore, who gave Gandhi the title Mahatma, meaning great soul. During his time away, Gandhi had traded in the suit and tie of a British-trained lawyer for the uniform of the lower classes, the dhoti, a traditional loincloth made of rough, simple fabric. Now back in India, Gandhi founded an ashram, a self-reliant community, and sat at a wooden spinning wheel every day, making thread for the dhoti. As he turned cotton into thread, he was showing Indians that instead of sending their cotton away to England to be made into textiles, they could make cloth themselves. Soon, people all over India were learning how to spin and weave. It was a first step towards India's independence from British rule. Gandhi began to travel, demanding independence for India. He held peaceful protests, willingly went to prison, and even staged hunger strikes against laws that he felt were unjust.
From Canada to Africa, from the US to Europe, corruption scandals keep making headlines, but the real headline should be, why do we keep letting it slide?
We've been bolstering our resources, developing clear plans, and preparing to take action.
Police in Canada have dialed up pressure on protesters occupying downtown Ottawa for nearly 3 weeks to leave now on their own terms. While officers have not physically removed people yet, the increased police presence has demonstrators bracing for action and showing defiance. Many honked their car horns in unison in violation of a court order on Thursday, while others shrugged off warnings and soaked in a portable hot tub set up near Parliament. Protester Christ Stacey said it was important to turn out to protest.
It's what enshrines our inalienable rights as citizens. So we have, the right to free speech, freedom of assembly, freedom to move, freedom to do this.
Officers have put up barriers around government buildings, started making arrests, and on Thursday said they would restrict access to the downtown core. Prime Minister Justin Trudeau has repeatedly warned that demonstrators were threatening public safety. And safety, Interim Police Chief Steve Bell says, is the top priority.
We want this demonstration to end peacefully. We want people to realize that it is coming to an end and not require us to escalate in terms of how we look to deal with demobilizing it.
And I'm not saying storm the Capitol or start wars. I'm saying we demand truth with logic, peace and proof. There's power in peace protests, petitions, investigations, and technology.
AI should never be used by journalists in place of truth or realism.
There may be no returning the AI genie to the bottle.
If we start to push out AI-generated content that changes the narrative of a story, we are no better than any bad actors out there. When used properly, it is the automation of human intelligence. It should make life easier for things that currently take a lot of manual activity to do. Something as simple as transcriptions. People in there transcribing in a room off of video. We thought that we could also cut costs by getting an AI solution that was more self-serve. They put it into a system as an MP3, get it back, it's fully transcribed. The other side of that's capturing the data of pictures, picture to text. Biden at the podium, Trump with a red hat. Those are things that currently would be manually logged. Our charter for using AI as a company is to have it help and improve workflows, and where it fits the use case, replace workflows, but not replace people. It should always have that human element of being monitored, being attached to some amount of human interaction or workflow, so that we make sure it's being used the right way.
Artificial intelligence is already being used in countries like India and Estonia to flag corruption. Imagine combining human empathy and faith with machine truth.
Go ask it to do something and it'll do it. You can talk to it.
From fake pictures of Donald Trump getting arrested to a fake video of President Biden instituting a military draft.
If we use something on air that was faked, that's a huge potential risk, of course. But the other risk is if somebody takes our content out there in the public space and changes it, what if somebody were to take Jim Cramer's words, buy, change them around, sell. That could affect markets. There's actual real-world ramification.
Now, let me say this clearly. If you believe in God, you can't turn a blind eye to evil. The 10 Commandments don't say, "Thou shalt ignore corruption if it's convenient."
Martin Luther King Jr. was a minister and leading activist during the 20th century civil rights movement. He was born Michael Luther King Jr. on January 15, 1929 in Atlanta, and later changed his name to Martin. King grew up steeped in religion and activism. His father was a reverend at Ebenezer Baptist.
The CBS News Public Opinion Survey indicates that sentiment is against permitting homosexual relationships between consenting adults without legal punishment.
Their goal, shut down all BC government operations in the capital.
Wet'suwet'en will be free.
Their main tactic, prevent workers from getting inside their office buildings, but keep it polite.
So we just want to refrain from any name calling, shaming.
In the end, several hundred protesters set up outside more than 20 Victoria government offices.
People over profit.
They were open, but only a handful of people could be seen going inside.
It makes me emotional, honestly, as an Indigenous person. It makes me feel that we're being heard, we're being seen, and that people aren't going to let human rights violations take place on those territories, on any of us.
Stand up, fight back!
Despite vocal opposition, the pipeline was approved by Wet'suwet'en elected leaders.
There are millions of people, young and old, taking peaceful actions. Some hold signs, some make videos, some expose truth with data. No violence, no hate, just strength with purpose. Artificial intelligence can hold leaders accountable by tracking broken promises, exposed lies, and campaign money. We need public dashboards visible to all, not buried in bureaucracy. According to the OECD, digital governance tool reduce corruption by increasing transparency, especially when paired with open data system. I'll link it to the description below if you're interested.
Hello, Lambert and Jackson counties, and welcome to our data dashboard. I'm Gordon McLaughlin, District Attorney for the 8th Judicial District, and I'm proud to welcome you to this groundbreaking transparency effort. Over the course of the last year, we partnered with other Colorado jurisdictions and research partners, PPI and the Colorado Action Lab, to bring you this nation-leading effort in data collection and transparency. Few other prosecutors' offices in the country collect this much data, let alone share it with the public. But transparency is one of my top priorities, so we're throwing the doors open to you to see the information that we've collected. You'll be able to see areas that we excel and areas that we may need to improve, and we're committed to making those improvements. This will also increase efficiency within the DA's office. We want to make sure we're being good stewards of public resources and directing our efforts to where they are most effective.
If you want a better world, hold your leaders to higher standards, truthfully, peacefully, and boldly. Because if we don't, corruption becomes normal and we become its victims. We're not here to destroy, we're here to rebuild trust. For our kids, for the planet, for the future, and it starts with peaceful accountability. And watch the next video if you want to understand why fair taxation is part of fight against corruption.